Hello, I think we're on. Um, Thought I'd take a minute to talk a little bit about guitar playing. Um, Sunday afternoon, Daytona 500's been delayed. Since football's over, so what else you gonna do? It's cold outside, so I get asked a lot. Hey, could you show me how to play some things on the guitar? And I thought I'd talk a little bit about if you're considering playing guitar, there's a lot to it. You need to commit yourself to several hours of practice a week. Um, there's a lot of muscle memory involved and things that you just need to train your fingers to be able to do and build up calluses on your fingers. I don't want to discourage anybody, but I think anybody that goes out and buys an instrument, you're spending some hard-earned money on an instrument, and you kind of need to, I guess, know what you're getting into. It takes hours and hours and hours of practice, and you really ought to have the guitar setting next to your favorite chair or setting next to the couch and pick it up while you're watching a TV program or a football game, or pick it up for a few minutes in the morning. Um, and it really requires that kind of commitment, I think, to be able to play. And I'm no expert by any stretch. I'm not formally trained in music. I am just an old back porch picker, and that's really what I'm going to talk about. There's a lot of folks that will probably criticize some things that I say or recommend, and that's fine. These are just my opinions, how I've come to learn to play, and some of the things I've done to for me that I think worked and might help some others. But though I think the first thing is when you get ready to buy a guitar, you got to find a guitar that fits. And you'll see on the wall back here behind me, the blue one is one my dad bought. Now my dad, he's now passed, and so I inherited that. But that guitar is a 3/4 size dreadnought, what they call a 3/4 size, and that would probably be a good guitar for a child with small fingers, and they got to get it on their lap without being too uncomfortable. It was really not ideal for him. He had big hands and big thick fingers, and trying to fret the strings, it was not a good fit. Now the one here that's a natural color, that's what they call an OM style. The orchestra model, that's an old Yamaha. Both of those guitars, by the way, are laminated woods, which laminated woods don't typically sound as well. They'll sound more dead. They won't have the sustain. It's not true with all of them, and I know that's where I'm going to get a little grief, but in general, the laminated woods are cheaper. They're more affordable for a beginner. They move less with temperature changes and humidity, and they kind of become sacrificial guitars, if you will, if you're going to leave one on a stand to play. So I guess the first thing to do is try to determine. I mean, there's some other sizes too. There's the double O and the single O and the triple O models, and they all have different neck profiles and different neck widths. Some are 14 fret. And when I say 14 fret, I'm talking the body meets the neck at the 14th fret. There are some that are 12 fret, so the neck is shorter and a little easier to reach for shorter arms. The body style I have here is a dreadnought. It's a fairly large body style, and it's what I prefer, but I am a very large person. So this actually becomes my guitar that I leave on a stand that I play all the time. It's a Eastman E1D, all solid wood, Sapelli back and sides with a Sitka top. Has a little better sound, a much louder guitar, great for bluegrass and strumming country music and that sort of thing. And it's not terribly expensive. I think I paid $425 for this. I mean, it's expensive, but it's not thousands of dollars. Other guitars on the market that I have seen, this Eastman that I just showed, all solid wood guitar, they have an E1 series in parlor guitars, which are much smaller, probably even smaller than those two up there, but they have much smaller body styles. in the same woods, the same characteristics. Um, I've also seen, music shops. I picked up an FG, I think it was an FG 800 or something. It's a Yamaha guitar. I think it goes for around $200. Not a bad guitar. I think my daughter bought a Epiphone. It's got a little cutaway in the body. These don't have cutaways, but right in there it would be cut out. That's if you're going to play up the neck. I don't do that. So anyway, the Epiphone model is not a bad model either. But the thing before you commit some, if you're going to spend $200, and you like the guitar and it fits your and you can reach it, and if your fingers are either big enough for your big fingers or small enough for your small fingers. But that's the thing to try to figure out is which one fits you the best, that's the most comfortable. And I think the next thing you want to do is probably buy as good a guitar as you can buy for the money you have to spend. You can spend thousands of dollars on guitars, and of course no beginner really should or would want to do that. Most guitars don't resell for anywhere near what you pay for them. So they aren't investments, if you will. But yeah, I think just finding the right guitar first is to see if you like it, but also to see if you can stay committed to the hours and hours and hours it's going to take. Now, I'm going to do a couple of videos on this, so they're not so long. So I think this first one is just going to be a little talking about the things that I just mentioned and how to pick out a guitar and one of the guitar shops I like the best is the Acoustic Shop out of Springfield, Missouri. They have many different brands and many different body styles, and those guys are all musicians and they're very good at what they do. Of course, there's a Guitar Center in Peoria. I bought my Taylor up there, which I don't have displayed. It's in the case, but I have a Taylor 110. They also have a Taylor GS Mini that is a small body guitar, very good for travel and that sort of thing. So, and I think they carry the Taylors up in Guitar Center up in Peoria. So, the best thing to do is just start looking, try to find something that fits, and then go from there. But I think the most important thing is to understand that it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to learn in a week or two. You're not going to learn to play in a month or two. It's unlikely that you would. And I'll go over that in some other videos. But I think the time frame to learn to play is a long-term commitment to picking it up daily, practicing, building the calluses on the finger. I guess one other thing I wanted to mention is sometimes people say, well, if I get a nylon guitar, I won't have the callus problems. I don't know as I would recommend that. There's probably some people that would disagree with that, but most of the music that somebody's going to play with their guitar, if they're wanting to play some country or some bluegrass music, they're going to want to build those calluses and play the steel string, and you can even tune the steel string guitar down to take some tension off to make it a little easier to learn on. So there's things that you can do to not make the steel string such a problem. But I think I would go to the steel string and just build those calluses and learn to play that away. So anyway, that's some recommendations. Like I say, there's going to be people that's going to disagree with this, but those are my thoughts on it.